Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at this stack of sources you sent over, and, well, they offer a pretty radical take on something most people dread.
Uh-huh. Mercury Retrograde.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're not framing it as chaos. The term that jumped out was the divine pause for realignment.
Yeah, that's the core idea. So the mission for you, listening, is to try and shift how you see this whole period. Forget the idea that it's just weeks of tech glitches and crossed wires.
Okay.
Think of it more as this sacred opportunity for correction, like a pause button the universe hits, so you can reconnect your thoughts, your communication, back to, well, divine timing.
A divine rehearsal, they called it. So if you play along, cooperate with this slowdown. The promise is you come out the other side clearer.
Wiser.
And more authentically expressed, yeah. That sounds like a good deal, right?
Yeah.
Especially for something usually seen as so frustrating.
Definitely. So how does it actually work? What's the mechanism?
Well, fundamentally, it just slows things down. Communication, travel, even how you process thoughts internally.
Right.
Mercury's the messenger planet.
So when it goes retrograde, it's like it's calling for a review. Those misunderstandings, the delays, they're not failures. The sources see them as specific invitations.
Invitations to what?
To fine-tune your output, your energetic signature, what they call your vibration. Basically, to check if what you're putting out there is really aligned.
Okay, but here's something I was wondering about. It seems a bit contradictory. We're told to trust divine timing, but also to, back up our computers and double-check emails. How do those fit together?
That's a great question. And the sources explain it really well, I think. The practical stuff is trusting divine timing.
How so?
Because trust doesn't mean being passive. It means cooperating with the energy that's present. So if the universe is signaling review, period, you cooperate by, reviewing things, saving your work, checking messages. It's practical cooperation, not a lack of faith.
Ah, okay. That clicks. It's working with the pause, not against it.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about the energy connections. Communication is huge here, so naturally the throat chakra comes up.
Big time. This period often brings up, blocked expression, things unsaid. It's an invitation to heal old conversations, but through really mindful speech and listening to, deep listening.
And with external communication maybe feeling a bit glitchy, does that mean we turn inward more?
That's where the third eye chakra steps in. It's like your logical channels get a bit fuzzy, so your intuition has to speak louder.
Okay.
The sources really push leaning into symbols, dreams, synchronicities, letting that inner knowing guide you more than usual.
So the mind's busy reviewing, the intuition's heightened.
Pardon the interruption, but imagine living the life you truly desire, not someday, but right now. That life is not just a distant dream. It's entirely possible and within reach in this very moment. The key lies in stepping into your divine alignment, the energetic state where your thoughts, emotions, actions, and higher purpose flow together in perfect harmony. So, what exactly is divine alignment? It's more than a mindset, it's a way of being, a spiritual attunement that allows you to co-create your reality with the universe. To fully understand and embody this sacred alignment, we need to go deeper and explore its principles in greater detail. In the description are valuable resources links to help you begin your journey toward aligning with your divine path and living the life you truly desire.
Where does our emotional energy go in all this?
Straight to the heart chakra. This transit often reopens emotional lines of communication. It calls for gentle honesty, not just with others, but with yourself too.
Gentle honesty, I like that. Is there a practice for this?
Yeah, there's a visualization, breathing emerald light into your heart space, sort of grounding your emotional communication in safety, making sure your words feel like they're wrapped in compassion, as one source put it, before you speak.
That's lovely. And to help manage all this internal and external review, the sources mention specific tools, like crystals. You hear about them a lot, but how does something like, say, fluorite actually help here?
Okay, so fluorite is described as the mental organizer. It helps structure your thoughts, protects you from that mental static the retrograde can stir up, helps you sort the useful thoughts from the noise, basically.
Makes sense.
And pairing it with something like blue lace agate, which is all about calm, compassionate communication, that throat and heart chakra connection we talked about. You're creating order inside and out.
Got it. And relationships. Briefly, the sources mentioned past connections might pop up.
Yeah, they often do. The advice is pretty clear. See it as a chance to observe the lesson learned from that connection. Don't just get lost in the nostalgia, See what it taught you.
Observe the lesson, not the nostalgia. That's good advice anytime, really.
Right. And this all kind of feeds into the main practice they suggest. the divine alignment practice.
Which isn't just saying words, right?
Yeah.
It's an active thing.
Exactly. It's about taking time for intentional stillness, not to stress about the chaos, but to genuinely reflect, where do I need more clarity right now? And then you affirm, I trust divine timing. I release the need to rush. What is meant for me will return renewed. That pause, that reflection is the practice.
So the big takeaway then, Mercury retrograde isn't this cosmic punishment. It's a chance to refine, to pause and redirect deliberately.
Precisely. It's about refinement, not fear. And the attitude to aim for is summed up in that other affirmation they shared. I listen before I speak, pause before I act, and trust that every delay is sacred redirection.
I really like that. Sacred redirection.
Yeah. And maybe the final thought to leave you with, something to really chew on, is that maybe divine timing isn't ever actually delayed. Maybe it's just perfectly deliberate. Always.
Wow. Okay, something to definitely keep in mind. So use this perspective, this knowledge, as your filter for the next little while. See those pauses not as problems, but as invitations to realign. Be patient with yourself and keep refining.
Thank you for listening. If this Starseed Lightworker podcast lesson resonated with you and you're ready to explore your personal Starseed Lightworker journey, discover deeper truths, and align with your highest divine self, please check the links in the bio. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell to receive notifications of new Starseed podcast videos. Love and light in your Starseed Lightworker journey.